Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be my where I show what I made for the August Bargain Bead Box Maker Mashup. That is a challenge that is hosted by Erica, who is by Clover and Crown. And each month she picks another YouTuber who also subscribes to the Bargain Bead Box they pick 4 items a piece out of the box, and then they create items like pieces around those 8 items that the two of them pick out. And I actually participated. I was her partner a couple months back, but last month and this month I have just joined in by creating. This month she's actually partnered up with Deb Hauk, who is Dahlia Designs Jewelry and More here on YouTube, and each of them picked out some items. The things that we had to use, well, you don't have to use all of them. You can use some, but these are the things that you want to use out of the Bargain Bead Box, as well as general stash items like chain, head pins, ear wires, jump rings, that type of thing. Deb picked out the 4mm grass green bicones, and she picked out the 6mm fuchsia agate round beads. Erica picked number 8, which was the glass leaf beads. Erica also picked out number 12 to use. It was these 6 petal flower charms. They're really pretty. And then Deb also picked out the 10mm floral porcelain beads, which are absolutely gorgeous. I really love those beads. Erica picked out the iridescent moonstone glass beads that are man-made. They have a really cool kind of color changing effect to them. When the light hits them, they just kind of glow. They're really cool looking. Deb picked out the 50mm dragon vein agate Marquee pendant, which is very beautiful, and I am in love with what I created with that pendant. And then Erica, the last thing she picked out was the 4x3mm lavender quartz faceted rondelle beads. So before I show what I made, I did make a necklace, a bracelet, and earrings. I'll just show you. This is what I found, this box at Walmart, and it actually has 21 slots in it, 21 spaces, which I thought would be perfect for putting my Bargain Bead Box in, because you usually get anywhere from 18, 19 items up to, this month they're having to be 21. And I took a Sharpie and I did write the number on each slot, but I may see if I can take like alcohol and wipe out the number. I'm not really happy with the way it looks, but you know, it was only like $4.97 for this box. Thought it was perfect. And there's my light. But I did use up, now I used up a few of these pieces out of the kit. I do have another pair of earrings that I made. I'm not going to share it in this because it used a few other things from the Bargain Bead Box. I'll share that when I show my finished Bargain Bead Box pieces. But here's just what is remaining of my box. So I just thought this little box was pretty cool. Okay, so let me move this out of the way really fast. That is what I have come up with. And I found these little trays at Dollar Tree. They are little, like, they kind of odd shaped, the way they're angled, but there were 10 of them, I think, and they just stack, and they're perfect for when I'm pulling my things out of that tray, the container for that I have the items in, and just pouring each individual item in this little tray. They're real easy to scoop out of there, and I just left them like laying beside my workspace so that I could just get to them real easy, and they're not rolling all around. I'll just show this little pair of earrings real fast. This is what I used with those moonstone beads and the 6 petal flowers. And I did use some spacers out of my own stash. I didn't even pay attention to the fact that there were daisy spacers in this kit. But I used some out of my actual stash. So this is what these earrings look like. I just layered on some of the a little spacer ball, and then I did use just a flat, like a disc spacer. It's not a daisy spacer. I did use daisy spacers in my necklace, but these I just used this like flat silver disc, and then hung this from the bottom of the loop on the I made my own eye pin. I just snipped off the end of my head pin, the little flat piece, and then just made a loop on the both ends and made this little dangle earring. I thought it turned out really, really adorable. And this is a sort of reddish, pinkish color. I mean, it sort of changes. You can see how the light hits it. I just thought these are so cool. And I'm hitting the camera here, make it shake. I like the sound of that when they clink together. Really cool. So that is the pair of earrings that I made. This bracelet was actually the first thing that I made. When I saw the leaves, well, I knew I wanted to use them with these gorgeous porcelain floral beads. But I thought, well, those leaves would make really cute clusters. So it was hard finding jump rings that would go through the leaves because the leaves are quite wide and like thick at the whole end. And so I had to find some jump rings that were thin enough to go through, but I didn't want them to be so thin that they would bend real easy. So they're not really, the opening, I pinched it like inside, almost made like a pinch bail. But I just took the jump ring and sort of pinched it into each end, and so it's closed securely. And I used up almost all of these lavender beads. And I got to put this on pause just for a second. All right, I am back. I had to pull a calzone out of the oven. I was reheating from a party I had been to last night. That was like the biggest calzone. The entire calzone was probably about 14 inches long. It was huge. So that's my leftovers for my lunch today. But these leaves I thought would make perfect little clusters. And so these are the 4 by 3 millimeter lavender quartz rondelles, which are gorgeous. They pull out that purple in these floral porcelain beads. And so I just took the 3 leaves and put them on a tiny little jump ring, well, a little bit smaller jump ring. And I used 2 spacer balls right at the end. And the spacers worked perfectly between these porcelain beads because they have like a little bit larger holes. And the beads kind of nestle into the hole and they just fit really nicely. And so I just hung those leaf dangles on the ends of each of the, where the balls are at. And it's really super cute little dangle bracelet. And then of course the knot fits perfectly into that larger hole of the porcelain beads. Okay, and the last piece that I made is this necklace. It's about 16 inches in length. The chain itself is 16 inches, and then you have this pendant here. This is that gorgeous 50 millimeter dragon vein agate marquee pendant. And I just took some wire. I took a heavy gauge, like an 18 gauge wire, and I made a wrap up here at the top. I just made this little swirly like design spiral to go through the hole. And then I just wrapped it around a bunch of times, and just to make this little piece here. And I just took the widest point of my round nose pliers just to make a large like bail almost. Then I took thinner, like 22 gauge wire, and I just started wrapping it around the top here at the base, and then I wrapped it 3 times around, and then I just kind of went up and under and looped it looped it around. Okay, see if I can get this done. I keep getting interrupted. So I was saying I just took the 22 gauge wire, and I just wrapped it around, several times around the base of this bail. Wrapped it 3 times around the front, and on the back, I just I didn't leave myself a long enough piece to really do what I wanted to do, so I just kind of had to pull it sort of more tightly to get it to go. I wrapped it around each little piece of wire, and then just kinked it just to tighten it onto the front of the pendant. And then I did have to put a few kinks there to kind of tighten it. And then I just layered some of the green, some of those 4 millimeter grass green bicones on there. And I thought it turned out really, really, it's not exactly like probably the proper professional way to do this, but I was just kind of winging it last night while I was working on it. And then I just did a simple green bicone surrounded by 2 little spacer balls, and then I did one of the little fuchsia agates with some daisy spacers on each side, and just, just alternated between those two until I got the length that I wanted. And so I think it turned out pretty cute. And then I just used a clasp for my stash, just this little toggle, kind of a heart shape, and then there's the other end. That is the necklace that I made. And again, here are the earrings, which I really love. I love those moonstone beads. And this, I really love this bracelet. I think it turned out super cute. I love the little leafy dangles on there. Gives it some nice movement. And those floral beads are gorgeous. So that is my share for the maker mashup this month. Again, the 2 that are actually participating with each other is Erica from Clover and Crown and Deb of Dahlia Designs Jewelry and More. And then myself and Terry, who's Tapping Flamingo. And there's at least maybe 3 or 4 others that commented on Erica's video that they wanted to join in this month and create some things with this box as well. So you can, I think Erica tries to at least list them in the description. I don't know if she actually puts links to the channels, but you can go check out By Clover and Crown, and she should have the, in her description, when she posts her maker mashup on the 22nd, well, the day that you're seeing this, you can go and see her, who all is participating in the description of her video. So thank you everyone for stopping by and watching, and hope you enjoyed seeing these few pieces that I made. And this has been a great box to work with. I've already got ideas for more pieces, so that's why I wanted to go ahead and film this, because today is actually the 14th, but I didn't want to get into making a bunch of other stuff. Just go ahead and get this video filmed out of the way so I can start working with the rest of the box. So I hope you all have had a great day, whatever day you're watching this, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.